The Discovery of America from the Perspective of Christopher Columbus. Introduction. On August 3, 1492, 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina, set sail from the port of Palos de la Frontera in Spain. On board was Christopher Columbus, a Genoese navigator with an audacious dream, to find a new route to the Indies by sailing westward. In his mind, excitement, fear, and faith were intertwined. This voyage, destined to change the course of history, began with uncertainty and great hope. The first days at sea. In the early days of the journey, the weather was favorable. The wind blew steadily and the ships advanced with ease. Columbus, observing the horizon from the deck of the Santa Maria, wrote in his journal, "The ocean seems vast, but my faith in God guides me. I am certain we will find the promised land and open new trade routes for the Spanish crown." However, some sailors began voicing their doubts. They claimed that sailing west was sheer madness. Columbus encouraged them, reminding them of the riches awaiting them in the Indies and the glory they would achieve in service to the Catholic monarchs. Overcoming challenges. As weeks went by, the initial enthusiasm turned to discontent. The food supplies began to dwindle, and some sailors grumbled about the rationing of water. Columbus reflected in his journal. "The crew shows signs of despair. I must remain steadfast and remind them that this sacrifice will bring wealth and honor. Patience is our greatest ally." Amid these tensions, something unexpected happened. The compass began to behave strangely. The needles no longer pointed directly north, sowing fear among the sailors. Columbus tried to reassure them, explaining that it was likely a natural phenomenon, though inwardly he too felt uneasy. The vastness of the ocean. Columbus spent long hours gazing at the sea, contemplating the vastness of the ocean and the challenges of this journey, both physical and spiritual. He wrote, "At times, the immensity of the ocean seems overwhelming, but I feel that God is guiding us. Each wave is a test of our faith." During the nights, the stars were his only solace. Using his astrolabe and navigation charts, he ensured they stayed on course. Yet, on more than one occasion he doubted. What if his calculations were wrong? What if they never found land? Mutiny and renewed hope. By September, whispers of rebellion grew into cries of mutiny. The sailors demanded to return to Spain. Facing the possibility of failure, Columbus gathered his men and delivered a passionate speech. "We have come too far to turn back now. God is watching over us and I am convinced that land is near. If we do not see signs of land within 3 days, we will turn back." Reluctantly, the crew agreed. And as if by divine intervention, on the 3rd day, they spotted birds flying near the ships. It was a sign that land was close. Hope was renewed and the men rowed with renewed vigor. October 12, 1492. In the early hours of October 12, Rodrigo de Triana, a sailor aboard the Pinta, sighted land. He cried out, "Land ho!" Joy spread across the 3 ships. Columbus fell to his knees and gave thanks to God, saying, "Blessed be the Lord who has guided us to this new land. We have fulfilled our mission." When they reached the island, which Columbus named San Salvador, they encountered the native inhabitants, the Taino people. Columbus wrote in his journal, "They are kind, peaceful, and generous. They have no weapons and seem to live in harmony with nature. I believe we can teach them our faith and culture." The return to Spain. The journey back to Spain was no less challenging. Columbus feared that storms might destroy the ships and that news of his discovery would never reach the Catholic monarchs. However, on March 15, 1493, Columbus returned triumphantly to the port of Palos. He was welcomed as a hero. In his final recorded thoughts, Columbus reflected, "This journey is only the beginning. I know there is much more to discover and I am ready to embark on new adventures. The glory is not mine but God's and Spain's." Conclusion. Christopher Columbus's first voyage was an act of courage and faith, fraught with challenges and moments of doubt. Although he did not find the Indies as he had hoped, his discovery marked the beginning of a new era in world history.